I remember the moment it happened like it's etched in my skin. We were sitting around the dining table for our usual Sunday family dinner. My wife's relatives, her laughter echoing, the smell of roasted chicken mixing with fresh herbs. And suddenly, out of nowhere, my niece, barely 7, snatched the bracelet from my wrist. "Mom says it's from the flea market," she said, holding it up like it was a prize. I froze, the fork halfway to my mouth. My stomach dropped. I stared at my wife across the table, searching her face for a flicker of denial, a spark of humor, anything, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. That familiar warmth I loved in her was absent, replaced by a strange, tight-lipped expression. I tried to laugh it off, the way you do when something seems off but you're desperate for normalcy. "It's not from a flea market," I said gently, taking the bracelet back. My niece shrugged and went back to her coloring, blissfully unaware. But the seed of doubt had been planted. Over the next few days I started noticing little things. A new text notification from her phone I hadn't seen before. Deleted quickly when I reached for it. Slightly evasive answers when I asked where she had been. A perfume scent on her scarf that wasn't hers or mine. I questioned myself first. Was I imagining it? Was my mind playing tricks? But the unease persisted, growing heavier every day. Then, the subtle betrayals became undeniable. I stumbled across messages she thought she'd hidden well. Exchanges with someone I didn't know. The flirtatious tone unmistakable. At first, I tried to rationalize, to explain it away. Maybe it was harmless banter. Maybe it was just work stress. But my gut told me differently. I replayed memories in my head. Moments that now felt tainted. The bracelet itself, a gift she had given me on our anniversary, now carried a bitter aftertaste. Had the affection behind it ever been genuine? Every touch, every smile, every whispered, "I love you," suddenly seemed like part of a performance. The confrontation came quietly, in the living room one evening. I had asked her to sit down with me, my voice shaking more than I wanted to admit. "Why did you say it was from the flea market?" I asked softly, holding the bracelet between us like a fragile truce. Her eyes welled up and she let out a long breath. "I didn't know how to tell you," she whispered. I thought if it didn't seem special, maybe you wouldn't notice. I've been talking to someone else." I felt like the floor had been pulled out from under me. Not just the betrayal, but the ease with which she had lied, even indirectly, to the people I loved. "Talking to someone else?" I repeated, my voice hollow. While we were building this life?" She nodded, guilt washing over her face. "I didn't plan it. Just happened. And I didn't want to hurt you." The truth was raw, painful, and suffocating. The life we had shared, the family dinners, the lazy Sundays, even the quiet nights watching TV, suddenly felt fragile, like glass that could shatter at any moment. I loved her, but the love was tangled with betrayal, and I wasn't sure if it could survive the weight of it. In the days that followed, I wrestled with anger, grief, and disbelief. I walked through the house, touching objects that now seemed tainted. The bracelet sparkled in the sunlight, mocking me with its beauty and its lies. I thought of my niece, innocent in her misunderstanding, yet her words had pierced me deeper than I expected. Eventually we talked again. Not shouting, not blaming, just sitting in the quiet and laying everything bare. She explained, confessed, tried to justify without diminishing the hurt. And in that moment I realized something crucial. Her betrayal didn't erase the years we had spent together, but it did force me to see clearly. I made the hardest decision of my life. Not in anger, not in spite, but with quiet clarity. I needed to reclaim my own dignity, my own peace. It was time to step back, to heal and to rebuild. I left the bracelet on the table the next day, untouched, a reminder of both love and betrayal. And though my heart ached, I felt the first flicker of something I had lost: strength. Months later I can look at that dining room and remember the laughter, the smells, the warmth. But I also remember the lesson, the fragility of trust, the importance of honesty, and the strength it takes to walk away, even from someone you still love. Sometimes I think of her, of what we had, of what could have been. But mostly I think of me, stronger, wiser, and quietly at peace with the knowledge that my value doesn't depend on anyone else's choices. And that, I realized, was worth more than any bracelet in the world.